In the Somali region of eastern Ethiopia, Abdidof's truck carries a lifeline. After more than 2 years without rain here, his liquid cargo is worth its weight in gold. So Abdidof's work never stops. He's been delivering water since yesterday morning. Hassan travels from village to village across the arid Somali desert, bringing life to communities on the edge of survival. This is the first water the people in Birleis have had in weeks. These women usually walk 20 kilometers every few days to collect water, but that's no longer an option. The closest source is now a river over 70 kilometers away. So the truck is their only hope. Not a drop is wasted. Most of the families here have already lost everything to the drought. These people are desert nomads. They are used to harsh conditions. But the drought forced Markab and her family to leave the bush and set up camp here, next to the road, where there is at least a chance water will come.
abaaro badan waa soo joogtaan malayn
abaaro badan waan soo joogo abaartan oo kale weli ma dardarin weli ma ana dardarin wax un baa dadku u hadhay oo lagu noolaan hay hadda wax la qaadqaadaa leeyahay.
As we arrived in the village of Gabi'as, Ashir Mahdi was dragging yet another animal carcass to the edge of town. Locals tried to keep the rotting remains away from their homes. Dozens of dead animals now litter the outskirts of the village. The few animals left might not survive much longer. Abdi Ahmed works for the local government. His job is to assess where the drought is hitting hardest. I joined him as he met the latest arrivals to this makeshift camp. He knows these people are on borrowed time unless the rains come. As we were talking, 84-year-old Abla approached us to tell a familiar story. With water and food now so scarce, officials are warning of an impending famine here. And at the hospital in Godey, we saw the first signs.
قياسان مرة كوريسة مركان أرك شري أما سجال أما طبعا بالشها هذا شان اللواتن صدّن مرة قار مرة قار حتى وحنا صمرت إلا أنت إنك بدن إيجاري مركا أنت هوري إنك بدلن با يتسامين تأواره كرا درادة يه نمبر كوي بصبّنا.
Many of these nomadic mothers traveled hundreds of kilometers to get help for their children. They are all malnourished, their mothers too, making breastfeeding almost impossible. Nasteh is just a year old. Later that morning, Ethiopia's Minister of Health, Dr. Leah Tadesse, arrived for a lightning tour.
So there
She and the UN dignitaries nodded solemnly at a few patients before their expensive motorcade sped off for another photo op. The Ethiopian government has a more pressing issue. The ongoing civil war in Ethiopia's northern regions has diverted the focus and resources elsewhere. Add to that a growing global food crisis and limited aid supplies. But with more than 13 million people across the Horn of Africa in urgent need of humanitarian assistance, unless it rains soon, the area could see the worst drought in 40 years.